Okay, hi guys, welcome back. My name is Emil, and I recently bought this Echolette BS40 amplifier. It's a clone of the Fender Bassman, very similar to the early Marshall JTM 45. Today I want to take a look inside of it because, yeah, rumor has it it might be the original tubes in here still. I I have no idea. It sounds a bit too crazy. This amp is from 1963, but the seller said it might even be the original tubes. If that is the case, that would be very cool. Probably some old Telefunken tubes in here. We'll see. I have no idea. Um, One thing I've noticed when I'm about to take it out of its case are these feet. I don't know if this is stock, maybe. Who knows? We'll see what else we can find inside of it. Right, let's dissect it. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Okay, so take a look at this. This is the underside. Look at that circuit board. Got some spider web in there. All right. It's a good sign, maybe. Look at that transformer. That's cool. That's the output transformer. That's your power transformer. I don't know about the cap there. It looks kind of new, but I think it's the original one. So the EL34s, the power tubes, are Mullards. Okay, so that's cool. Made in Russia, though. What does it say on them? 06, 07? See that? Is that like the year? So I guess they're not old, new old stock or anything. It's like this is remake of the Mullards, but they're made in Russia, right? That tube looks not all the way in to the socket, maybe not either. Okay, I haven't looked at the preamp tubes yet. But take a look at that. That's cool. Huh. So I've never seen pots like this actually on an amp. I don't know what they are, but I guess they're great quality, probably. Cool. Let's take a look at the preamp tubes. Okay, look at that. Bingo. So this is this is probably the original tube that came with this amp in 1963. This is a Telefunken made in Germany ECC 808. That's pretty cool, huh? It has some numbers on it here. I'm gonna check that out later. 306101. Very cool. Looks fine. It's not burnt or anything. Looks cool. All right, let's check out the other one. don't know what this is actually. Oh yeah, it's the same. It was just missing a lot of the letters. So it's a Telefunken definitely. Um, I only have in and GE, so made in Germany, ECC 808, and the Telefunken logo there. But it was a hard at first to see what that was. See that? In GE, and you have the Telefunken logo. So this is probably also the original. No lettering left on the backside. So yeah, cool. So the deal with the ECC 808, it's basically a ECC 83, but it's has better specs. So it's lower microphonics, it's lower noise. You could use a ECC 83, but the pins are different. So you would have to address that, switch that around. But I mean, if it's hard to find a ECC 808, you could rebuild this amp quite easily to take regular ECC 83 or 12AX7. So yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I wonder which one is the bias supply. So one is 100K and one pot is 25K. So I'll have to look in the schematics to find that out. But I think I'm hearing no weird sounds or anything. I think actually all the tubes are fine. I mean, I could experiment with changing switching the power tubes for a brand new one, since they are not like vintage tubes. My guess is that these tubes are new remakes of the Mullards from like '07. So it's not that vintage. They're great tubes. I mean, Mullards are cool, but it's not like Mullards from the '60s or '70s or anything. So I might do that. And also something I wanted to try, because this amp is very clean. I wanted to see if the one wire mod, the cascading gain mod, will work on this amp. Well, of course it's gonna work. It's the same circuit as the old Marshalls and stuff, but see if it sounds cool, if it works in this amp. So I definitely have to locate um, where I should make the bridge connection for the one wire mod, but that's later on. But that's just things I wanna try. Let's actually let's flip it over again. So very tight, getting those out. Okay, so yeah, Mullard EL34 made in Russia, '06. So it's probably July 2007, right? See that? Doesn't look that bad. It's probably okay. But what an amp like this, like a really old amp, could use is that you take out and put the tubes back a couple of times to like work the connector to loosen oxidization and stuff. So probably just do that. Let's see, where's the notch? And this is the same Mullard, made in Russia. But this says 0606, so it's June 2006. So this is a bit older. It looks the same. Looks to be in good shape. What you can do if you want to make sure the bias is set correctly is to always measure the bias and see if they're matched at all. If they differ a lot, maybe that's a sign that the tubes are getting bad. So I've never worked on an old amp like this, but you have got 2 resistors here and 2 resistors here. So let me just find out what they are, and we'll talk more later. So the right resistor here, that's your bias test point. One lead goes to ground, and the other lead to pin 8 on the tubes. Same here. Okay, I have everything hooked up here. I got my ground lead to chassis ground, and my positive wire to the test point on pin 8. So I'm waiting for the tubes to warm up, and we'll see what happens. So let's turn it on. Okay, so 27. So it's a bit on the cold side, isn't it? I haven't looked up what the specs for the bias is supposed to be, but 27 sounds a bit low. We'll see what happens. Measure the others too. $32. It's a bit higher. They're actually quite okay matched. I mean, within 5-6 millivolts or milliamps, which it actually is fine. So it's actually climbing a bit. So we'll see where it lands. So let's say this is 33. Let's do the other side again. This is probably 28. And what was the other side? 33. So yeah, about 5. So it's not a big deal. Okay, so the tubes I think are fine. So yeah, let's continue poking around. So I noticed this when I did the bias check. So it says Klemt number 1000. So is this the 1001? I don't know. Or is this like a designation from the factory? I don't know. So this amp is called Klemt Echolette BS40. So yeah, I don't know. I think I also saw another thing. So here, that's your volume 2. That's your middle lug. So if we're supposed to do the one wire or the gain cascading mod, that is 1 point. Then over here you can see the inputs go in. So the thing about this amp is you have to flip it back and forth. So somewhere here are your input resistors that you're supposed to bridge over to make the mod. So let's have a look on the other side real quick. There are a bunch of resistors, and at some point there you have the input resistors for the channel 1 input. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna check the schematics and measure everything, and we'll see. But somewhere there is your other point. You can see there. Yes. Okay, so I think this will be enough for this video. It's like a first look inside. I'll probably have a deeper look at that cascading gain thing and try that later. But as for now, that's it. I'm really actually surprised to see the original Telefunken tubes in V2 and V3, which is awesome. The first tube, I have to check out what that is, but I'll do that later. And none of the caps seem to be leaking or anything, so everything seems to check out. I mean, it's yeah, it's an awesome amp. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.